Hello, thanks for joining me. I hope you're okay today. I just want to share with you today something that I'll be doing on a weekly basis, and it just came upon my spirit to start tracking data with regards to the Yellowstone volcano. And I've managed to track down a site, and on this site we can look at the discharge, which is the water which gets discharged from Yellowstone in the form of steam, gauge height, it also water temperature, the water temperature, and the conductance of it, so that is how much it passes electricity through it. So they must have some way of passing electricity through the element or water, and to test how good it is at conducting electricity or not. Now I made a little start on this last week, but this week we have new data to input. As you can see, the 11th and we are now on the 20th. Quick recap of what I've done is, let me pull the screen across a little bit. Here we have 12 different places where readings are taken all over the Yellowstone. So whatever this device may be, as you see, this Firehole River near West Yellowstone, it records discharge, gauge height and water temperature. Now others may not, like this one here, Firehole River by the Old Faithful Geyser. It only records discharge and gauge height. And then you see this one here, the Madison River near West Yellowstone. It records discharge, gauge height, water temperature, and also conductance. This is an introduction video, so it's going to be a lot long. It's going to be longer than what it usually would be, because I'm explaining all the different things to you. Now, so what I've done is I've taken readings from all of the devices, and then at the bottom here, what I've done is added them all up and then divided them by the number of readings or devices. So that one 14, and then see there was only 6 readings taken for water temperature, and of course only 1 reading there divided by itself by 1. Now the only noticeable thing, which is this discharge, there's last week, there's this week, and on most of the devices, not all of them, the discharge rate was actually a lot higher. You know, in fact, you can take a look yourself. And another strange thing that was going on is this temperature. Obviously, it goes down and then goes back up again because the heat of the daytime, up and down. But here, you see that it didn't really cool down on October the 28th. It went back up hot again, hotter than it was, and it didn't cool back down again 19th. And now, you know, it kind of looks like it's going to settle back down. So at this point it was staying hot and wasn't cooling down. Now this coincides, see the 18th there. Now we have the now it's a lot easier to see on one of the graphs from the other devices. But here you have the discharge level, you know, between about 37, and then again at the 18th when Yellowstone water was heating up, the discharge and steam went with it, and you know, peaked up there to 45. Looks like it's going to settle down, but obviously it's, you know, like a non-normal activity. Nothing to worry about, but it's just, you know, it's not the norm. It's had a blast. It's had a release. So as compared to last week, we have the discharge last week was 285.5, and this week the discharge steam is 314.3. Gauge height was at 2.37, and the gauge height also has risen to 2.45. The water temperature 21 degrees. It has rose by nearly 0.2 of a degree, but the conductance, you know, how much electricity they can pass through the water, has actually dropped from 519 to 512. So I don't know whether that's the molecules within the water. And also with this, I'll be able to show it on a graph. So here's a graph for discharge. As you can see, there's only 2 entries because it only started last week, and there you see the increase. Over time it'll even itself out, I suppose. Gauge height also, same thing with the increase. Water temperature also rising, only a small amount there. And the conductance dropping. As more entries go into these graphs, they'll start to even themselves out a lot better, and you know, hopefully we'll be able to see with our own eyes and by taking our own readings what is actually going on in Yellowstone, not by listening to other people, but to actually take the readings ourselves every week, adding them all together and working out the average and putting them into our own graph. We can see what's going on at Yellowstone. Now, as for earthquakes, here we have a map, and these are the earthquakes for the last 7 days. And as you can see from here, we have 38 in the past 7 days just within this area you can see on the screen right now. Obviously you can see a lot over here, and the Old Faithful Geyser down here, this area, it's got this as, and well, you can see we've got 2.4. That was on the 19th. 2.1 on the 14th. 1.9 on the 15th. 1.7 on the 17th. 1.4 on the 14th. And so it goes on. So for the USGS to be reporting these quakes in important places is, you know, quite a turn of events. Usually they hide things, but as you can see from these this data, that there's been a lot of seismic earthquake activity in the area, as well as Yellowstone itself boiling with temperature, and maybe the water expanding also, and it's been giving off a big discharge in the past 2 days. So if you see anyone with videos that says, you know, there's something the matter at Yellowstone, there's a lot of steam or activity, yes, there's been a lot of steam and activity and water, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything untoward. So that's basically the news. You're up to date on Yellowstone, and I'm going to leave you with footage from yesterday. The reason the footage is from yesterday is because I live in the UK, and for me to make this video at afternoon time, it's still dark in Yellowstone, but this is live video from yesterday evening, 7 PM my time, midday in Yellowstone time, and that's when I want to do all the recordings on when the midday and when obviously the sun is at its midpoint. And yeah, thanks for watching. This has been Pastor Justin Roberts from End of the Age Bible Prophecy, and just keep watching until the end, and you'll see what is meant when it says discharge of water. A nice little treat at the end. So keep watching, and God bless you all. Amen.
Say